Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review for another Dolph Lundgren film. And this time it's The Minion. Now, watching this again, I can't say I hate the film. I don't like the film. It's still going to be a rant. But this is more missed opportunity. And there are elements of this that I like. The idea of the film I like, where Dolph Lundgren is one of the Templar Knights. And you have this evil force that goes from person to person, and Dolph has to go stop him because the thing wants a key that'll unlock the door that'll release the Antichrist. And so you do get Dolph fighting quite a few people. It seems like there's a little bit of a, dare I say, a little bit of a budget, because there's an attempt at an atmosphere with some of the lighting. There's an attempt at a seriousness, so it's not just an all-out joke. So I appreciate that, but like I said, it's a missed opportunity, and I think what it is, this film should have been a lot more like this film. Another film about an evil that hops from body to body, but this is done with a much better musical score, because the score in that film doesn't fit. There's like guitars, and I don't know what the hell it was trying to be. It needed a score like this for its horror tone that it was going for. And this has style, this has excitement, it had energy. It needed to be a lot more like this film. I know most people say Fallen on IMDb, they always mention Fallen, which Fallen's a piece of shit. This is a film it should have been. Because the plot of the story, you have these sewer workers, they fall through the floor, and there's these artifacts and a skeleton, which I guess is where this thing comes into play. A bunch of Christian stuff, and this female archaeologist is looking, and she finds this key. Meanwhile, Dolph is sent over to New York to go to this site. And our villain will possess people, and Dolph fights to possess people. And Dolph has his glove, which I like the glove. I wish it didn't disappear so quickly out of the film. But he has his glove with spikes on it, and he'll stab them in the back of the neck. And I like that idea, him having these gloved, this spiked glove. And compared to the later films of Dolph, like Shark Lake, like Ford Got 10, like Ambushed, like Stash House, or fucking Altitude, this one seems like it has a little bit more of a budget behind it. Just, again, with the... Okay, for example, there's a point where the person possessed is trying to hit them with a car. And Dolph raises his thing, and the possessed guy goes right through the window. And then Dolph kills it with a glove. Or there's a scene later on where Dolph and this girl are caught and put in this police station. And the possessed person comes in and wipes out the police station. And Dolph's trying to fight the thing and going through a window. And I'm not saying a big budget, but bigger than... I don't know, maybe it's just I've been watching a couple of these newer Dolph films and then going back to watch it just to... You'll see them uploaded in chronological order, but you know, I'm watching different ones at different times. And it's just like with movies today, how straight the video movies look today. Yet you look at a film like The Minion, and even that, it looks better than some of these films. So maybe that's where my mind's going with it. But there's a lot of problems with this film. The fighting, I hate to say it, but the fighting becomes a little bit monotonous and tedious because, I don't know, it's because the people they get as the possessed can't really do a fight with Dolph. And also, whenever someone gets possessed, they go into this over-the-top manner of talking. And then when it does possess someone, there's this really cheapo effect of red around the eyes and fingers. Also, Dolph gets his ass handed to him a bit too much in this movie. Like in the police station, the possessed one is kicking Dolph's ass, and the girl has to come in and save him. Or there's this... What happens in the rest of the film is the girl says... She says, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we hide the key somewhere where no human could get to it alive, since this thing needs a host. So she is part Native American, I guess. So they go to this Indian reservation where her grandpa and others are at, and the grandpa and such work at this nuclear waste depository. So like, okay, they get some suits, they sneak in. They have the plan, they don't dump this key in. But then the possessed one finds out, gets there, tries to possess the grandpa, can't, so just takes his suit. They realize it's not him in the suit. So Dolph is in the suit fighting with a possessed one who's not in the suit among, I guess, nuclear waste. And it makes me wonder if that was really Dolph in the scene, because it could be anyone. It's one of those big, like, yellow suits with the big mask on it. Could have been anyone. So maybe that wasn't Dolph. But it doesn't seem like... It wasn't much of a fight, and then Dolph gets his ass kicked, and then the possessed one leaves, has the key, goes back, overseas. The Templar Knights, the rest of them fucking suck ass, because the possessed one just kills them all very quickly. And then one of the Templar Knights is a fucking idiot, kills the possessed one, stands over him, and even the older guy's like, don't touch him! And the one guy gets possessed for being a moron. And then Dolph and the girl get over, sees, and they fight Dolph fights the possessed one in a sword fight. Once again, when someone gets possessed, really over-the-top acting. And there's other problems too, like the musical score, like I said, hurts the film. It really doesn't fit. The pacing can be pretty boring, considering this seems like an idea that should be interesting and exciting, but it doesn't come off that way. It comes off fairly boring. What was I going to say? It was... Oh, once in a while it cuts back to this cop and this medical examiner guy talking about maybe this is a carrier. Because each body we find, a piece of their brain is messed up. And really, you don't need any of those scenes. Because that cop character goes nowhere. And the medical examiner guy gets possessed. And then at the nuclear depository, when the possessed one gets the keys leaving, there's a cop, pretty much grabs the cop says, I'll see you in hell. The possessed one goes, yeah, you will, and then cuts away. I'm like, is it going to possess the cop? No, it doesn't possess the cop. I thought it would. Since, you know, you're at a place with nuclear waste, when you want another body, since the body you're in is probably wasting away. But hey, what do I know? So what was the point of having this cop in the movie in the first place? It's a waste of fucking time. And Dolph getting his ass kicked too much, needing the lady's help. Pretty much the end of the film, after Dolph stabs the possessed one, who by this time has put the key in, and apparently even though you put the key in, it takes 5 hours for the door to open. Conveniently. Dolph and the girl turn the key, get it out, and then restart the Templar Knights. I'm like, well, wait a minute, what about the plan of putting the key somewhere where a human would not and could not venture? I don't know, put it into a fucking volcano or something. Or the nuclear waste thing you were talking about. But I guess that idea's out the window? You know, it's funny. There's another film that came out many years later called Don't Kill It with Dolph Lundgren. Now, we'll be honest. I pre-recorded that review already. I think I sent that review. I'm not sure. Because I didn't remember much about this film. And I honestly thought after watching it, I would like it more. No, it wasn't the case. But I think I even said, I wonder which one I like more, the Minion or Don't Kill It. No, Don't Kill It it has its problems, but it's a lot better than this movie. Just the over-the-top gore alone. Like, this film needed that, like, gore, violence. Because it's a very bloodless movie for a film that's R-rated. Very bloodless film. It needed more style. Don't Kill It at least has some style to it. See, a mix of the two would be great. If you took the attempted atmosphere, seriousness, a little bit more of a budget, yeah, I think this film looks a little bit better than Don't Kill It. But you mix it with the energy, style, and blood of Don't Kill It, you have a great combination and a great movie. Don't Kill It is okay because of the over-top gore and Dolph's performance is fun. This one, again, it's not the most awful film because I like the idea. I like the idea of Dolph playing a priest, one of the Templar Knights. I thought Dolph did a good job. Again, the attempt at atmosphere by the director is a valiant effort. The idea behind it. But you needed style like this film has. And you needed music that fit the film well, like this film did with Stuart Copeland's score. Like, there's a lot of stuff you could have done and should have done and would have been a lot better movie. Because the fight scenes, there's a couple fight scenes that just, I don't know, maybe this director, action wasn't his forte. Maybe the people they got to hire to be the possessed, they were not great fighters, so Dolph could only do what he could. Which then, that's the case, you should have hired fighters to play the people who are going to be possessed. So you get more out of those scenes. And that spiked glove, because it disappears. I didn't mind the scene where this possessed woman, Dolph hits her in the back of the head with the spike, and then she gets flung out the window and falls down to her death. I didn't mind that little scene. But then with that, the spiked glove falls down with it, and it's not there in the rest of the movie. Wish Dolph had kept that for the whole film. And he'd get some blood and gore in there. Get some hardcore violence in there. Make a bigger deal in the fight scenes. Don't have Dolph get his ass kicked so much. It's like they had to do that to make this girl more important so that, oh yeah, she'll join Dolph as restarting the Templar Knights. You didn't need that. So, missed opportunity. Could have been, should have been a lot better. But those are my thoughts on the Minion. Either way, thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.